What's going on, YouTube? This is Unger to the Max here. Salute, and this is part two of my two-part live YouTube live stream today. Earlier was part one when I unveiled my Cleveland Browns season tickets. Go check that out if you haven't watched it. But in part two, I'm going to be going over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams NFL schedules. 3 AFC, no, 4 AFC, 1 NFC. Okay. So first team is the home team here in Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns. So week 1 is not only the season opener, but it's also the home opener. September 9th, 2018, against Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I think the Browns will come out strong, but it won't be enough. I just think the Steelers have too much firepower with Juju Smith-Schuster, Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, and Ben Roethlisberger always seems to find a way to beat the Browns. So I'm going to say that's an L to start off the season. Week 2, the Browns go down south to the city that seems to party all the time, especially at Mardi Gras. I'm talking about New Orleans, to take on the New Orleans Saints and that high-flying offense with Drew Brees at the helm. And they have Alvin Kamara now. But Mark Ingram won't be there. I still say the Saints get the win, though. Week 3, Thursday Night Football at First Energy Stadium, and the New York Jets are in town. It could potentially be the battle of the first and third picks. Baker Mayfield, who people thought was going to be like the 4th quarterback taken in the draft, against the quarterback who most people thought, including myself, thought the Browns would take it number 1, Sam Darnold. And this is the game where I think the Browns get their first win and go on a little bit of a win, go on a brief winning streak. So right now I have the Browns at 1-2. Week 4, the Browns will go to the Oakland O.Co Coliseum, or whatever that stadium is called now, simply the Black Hole. And even though the Raiders have Michael Crabtree, Amari Cooper, Derek Carr, the Browns always seem to find a way to beat them, and I think that continues. So after 4 weeks, I have the Browns record at 2-2. Now they come home to face an AFC North rival, the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens could have a new quarterback when the Browns play them, because they drafted Lamar Jackson. I'm not sure why, because Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl with them, but the Ravens did. And this is a hard game to decide on, because Baltimore has been able to handle the Browns the last few times, but the Browns could be a sneaky good team. You know what? I'm gonna give them the win against the Ravens. Week 6, the Browns are home to take on one of my favorite AFC teams, because my favorite player of all time played for this team before they moved to LA. I'm talking about the Chargers. And my favorite player of all time, well, that's LaDainian Tomlinson. And he got into the Hall of Fame last year. But I wish the Chargers had never moved out of San Diego. Shame on Dean Spanos. But anyway, I just think Phillip Rivers and Melvin Gordon and that Chargers defense is a little too much for the Browns. I think they lose that game. So right now, I have the Browns record at 3-3 going into a Week 7 matchup at Raymond James Stadium against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers don't really have that much. They have Jameis Winston, Mike Evans, and O.J. Howard. Yes, they improved their defense, but I just don't see it. So I have the Browns winning that one and being at 4-3. Now it's week 8, and they are traveling to Heinz Field to once again take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they don't win that game. So they get swept in the season series by the Steelers. And week 9 is here. And the Browns are home to take on the team with the arrowhead on their logo. They now have Patrick Mahomes as their quarterback after trading Alex Smith to Washington. I'm talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a hard game because I don't know what the Chiefs are going to be this season. Are they going to allow Patrick Mahomes to just throw the ball deep down the field to Sammy Watkins and Tyreek Hill? Or are they going to stay with those little dump down passes like they do? I'm going to give the Browns a loss on this one. And then week 10 comes in, and they have to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Sorry, Cleveland, but I'm giving the Browns another loss on that one. So week 11 is at the bye week, and right now I have the Browns at 4, and 4-6. Not too bad. So week 12, because as I said, week 11 is the Browns bye week. Week 12, and week 12 is the Battle of Ohio down in Cincinnati. The Browns seem to struggle with the Bengals, so I'm going to give them that loss. At the Houston Texans for week 13, no, can't give them the win there. Week 14, home to the Carolina Panthers. Now, as much as I love Cam Newton, Panthers don't really have much else, although they do have Christian McCaffrey. But, and this may surprise some people, I am going to give the Cleveland Browns the win against the Carolina Panthers. Week 15, at the Denver Broncos. Now, that's on a Saturday game. So, not sure what time the game will be on. I just think that Broncos defense is too much, and the Broncos win that game. So, week 16, Cincinnati. I think the Browns split the series with the Bengals and win that game. I have the Browns beating the Ravens. Now it's week 17 to finish off the season at Baltimore. I'm not going to have the Browns sweeping the Ravens. I had the Browns winning against the Ravens in week 5 in Cleveland, so I'm going to give the Ravens the win. So that gives the Browns a total record of 0-1, 0-2, 1-2, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, 4-4, 4-5, 4-6, 4-7, 4-8, 5-8, 5-9, 6-9, 6-10. That's why I have the Browns That's why I predict the Browns record will be 6-10. All right. Now we move on to team number 2. They went to the AFC Championship game and unfortunately lost to the New England Patriots, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, going into the draft, and maybe I mentioned this, but I thought this is what the Jaguars should have done. Draft Lamar Jackson to be the new quarterback and move Blake Bortles to the tight end. And here's why. Because if you've seen video footage of Bortles as a runner, like when he was with Central Florida, You saw, he's a great runner. So he probably would be good at running routes and catching the ball. And I just think it would have worked. But that's not what the Jaguars did. So now it's the schedule. So week 1 at the New York Giants on September 9th. The Jaguars have one of the most tenacious defenses in the NFL. However, they're not a great running team against the run. And I have a feeling the Giants, since they drafted Saquon Barkley, are going to want to run the ball a lot. And I think that hurts the Jaguars. So I'm going to give them a loss week 1. Week 2. Not only is it the home opener, but it's an AFC Championship rematch because Tom Brady and the New England Patriots, I also call them the New England Cheat-Riots, come to town. And I don't like I think the Jaguars are going to do it. They are going to beat the Patriots. Then the Tennessee Titans come to town. Mariota, Derrick Henry. Not enough. Jaguars win. New York Jets. Sam Darnold, rookie quarterback. Jaguars will feast. So going into the week 5, I have the Jaguars rather. I almost said Browns. Whoops. I have the Jaguars at 3-1. So week 5 at the Kansas City Chiefs. As much as I know I just said the Jaguars will feast on the rookie quarterback with Sam Darnold. Even though this will be Patrick Mahomes' first full season. And I gave the Cleveland Browns, I had the Cleveland Browns losing to the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm also going to, this Chiefs game is a tough one. I'm going to give the Chiefs, what tips the scale in the favor of the Chiefs is that the game is in Kansas City. So that's another loss for the Jaguars. Week 6 at Dallas. Dallas, like the Giants, is probably going to rely on the run a lot. So I'm going to give the Giants the win. Week 7, the Houston Texans. Now, they have DeAndre Hopkins. They've got Deshaun Watson, who probably could have been Rookie of the Year if he didn't get hurt last season. But I think the Jaguars defense is up to the task and will beat Houston. Now, week 8 is in London against the Super Bowl 52 champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, at 9:30 a.m. So be awake for that one, Jaguar fans. I wish this game was in Jacksonville, though. A primetime showdown. But that's not how it works. That's not how it is. Now, the Eagles love to run all these RPOs and play actions and run the ball. And I just think it will be a little too much for the Jaguars. So I'm going to give them the loss. Just kidding. Now I'm reconsidering a little bit. Because the Jaguars are kind of built like the Eagles. I think that Eagles defense is just a little bit too tenacious. And the Jaguars lose that game. So going into the week 9 bye week, I have the Jaguars at 0-1, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3. I have the Jaguars at 4-4. Now, week 10 at the Indianapolis Colts. Andrew Luck will be back, but it won't be enough. Jaguars win. So now they're at 5-4. And week 11 comes around. It's Sunday Night Football, And guess who's coming to town? The Pittsburgh Steelers. And you know they're going to have revenge on their mind because what happened last season? The Jaguars went into Pittsburgh in the regular season and absolutely dominated the Steelers. Then they go into Pittsburgh again during the playoffs, in which people gave the Jaguars no chance to win that game. And what happened? Yes, Pittsburgh put up a lot of offensive numbers and scored a bunch, but did they win? No. Jaguars win this game and prove they're a legit threat. So, right now, after week 11, Jaguars' record stands at 0-1, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, 4-4, 5-4. I have them at 6-4 going into the Week 12 matchup against the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo doesn't have Tyrod Taylor. They don't have much of an offense. Jaguars win. Indianapolis Colts again. Like I said, yes, they have Andrew Luck and T.Y. Hilton. What else do they have? Nothing. So, Jaguars win. Week 14, Thursday night football at the Tennessee Titans. Jaguars seem to struggle in Tennessee. And I think that's going to continue. So, the Titans win that game. Week 15, I'm just going to say the Jaguars play Washington. I don't want to say the actual team name. Washington got rid of Kirk Cousins, who is now with the Minnesota Vikings. And they got rid of Case Keenum. No, that's Minnesota. Washington got rid of Kirk Cousins. He signed with the Vikings. And then they trade with Kansas City and bring in Alex Smith. So, I don't know what this Washington team is going to be. So, I'm going to give Jacksonville the win. Now, week 16. The Battle of Florida at the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins don't have much of anything. They traded Jarvis Landry to Cleveland. Jaguars win. At Houston, I'm going to say the Jaguars will lose that game. So, I have the Jaguars finishing with a total record of 0-1, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, 4-4, 5-4, 6-4, 7-4, 8-4, 8-5, 9-5, 10-5, 10-6. I have the Jaguars at 10-6. 10-6. And you could, if you don't agree with me about a game that with any of these predictions, or if there's a specific game you don't agree with, write in the comment section below. I'm more than happy to talk with you guys about it. Talk with you, the viewer, and you, the fans, about it. That's what I'm here for. So, I have the Browns finishing at 6-10, and the Jaguars finishing at 10-6. Time to see what I have the Chicago Bears finish record at. Starting week 1, Sunday Night Football at Lambeau Field against Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Sorry, Chicago, but even with Matt Nagy and Mitchell Trubisky, I just don't see them being the Packers in Green Bay. Not against Aaron Rodgers. No way. Week 2, Monday Night Football, and Russell Wilson, Doug Baldwin, and the Seattle Seahawks are in town. The Seahawks are not the same team they were even 2 years ago, let alone a year ago. So I have the Bears winning that game. So right now the record is at 1-1. Week 3 at the Arizona Cardinals. This could be a trap game for Chicago because I think Arizona is going to be a very improved team. They have Patrick Peterson, Larry Fitzgerald is back. Bradford is a decent quarterback, but Josh Rosen is the X factor for this team. The number 10 pick. I think Josh Rosen is, even though, like, I support the Browns drafting Baker Mayfield, and I think the Jets made a good pick. It was Sam Darnold, and Buffalo made a good pick with Josh Allen. I think Josh Rosen is going to be the best quarter, and the Ravens made a decent pick with Lamar Jackson. I think the Arizona Cardinals got the best quarterback of the draft with Josh Rosen. And if he is starting, then the Bears are going to lose this game. And I'm going to say he will be starting week 3, and thus the Bears lose. Week 4, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I already talked about them a little bit with the Cleveland Browns, but they don't really have much. So I think the Bears win that game. Because, like I said, all Tampa Bay has is Jameis Winston, but I think he's going to be suspended, Mike Evans, and O.J. Howard. And yes, they added a bunch of pieces to their defense. I just don't... something about all that just doesn't sit well with me. I think Chicago wins it. And week 5 is the bye week. So after going into week 6, I have the Bears record at 2-2. Week 6 at the Miami Dolphins. Like I said, Dolphins don't have much of anything. So Bears win. Week 7, New England to Patriots. Tom Brady, Edelman's going to be back. Gronkowski. Too much for the Patriots. Too much for the Bears. Patriots win. Week 8, New York Jets. Again, they have Sam Darnold. Tell me what else the Jets have. I'll wait. Oh, nothing? Okay. Bears win. Week 9, at the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen. LaShawn McCoy. Who else? Nobody? Okay. Bears win. Week 10, the Detroit Lions come to town. And I'm still trying to decide if that Calvin Johnson play against the Bears a couple years ago was a catch or not. I'm not sure. But this time around, I've got to give the Lions. I'm actually going to give the Bears the win. Okay. So right now I have the Bears record going into week 11 at 0-1, 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, 5-3, 6-3. Okay, so 6-3. That's not too bad. But week 11 is against the Minnesota Vikings. The Bears ain't winning that game. 6-4. Week 12, Thursday Night Football at the Detroit Lions. Bears ain't winning that game. Week 13 at the New York Giants. They have Eli Manning and Saquon Barkley and Odell Beckham Jr. I think the Bears can handle that. Bears get the win. Week 14, the Los Angeles Rams. Brandon Cooks and Ndamukong Suh. Jared Goff. Robert Woods. Too much for the Bears. Rams win. Week 15. The bad man comes to town. Aaron Rodgers. And I had the Packers winning week 1 on Sunday Night Football at Lambeau Field. Will the Packers sweep the season series? No! Bears win. Week 16 at the San Francisco 49ers. Even the Bears have a great offense and a decent defense, but I just don't think it'll be enough against the San Francisco team. The 49ers I'm going to make this prediction now. 49ers the San Francisco 49ers will make the playoffs. That's my prediction. As for this game, 49ers winning. Week 17 at Minnesota. Here's my thought. The Vikings will be resting a bunch of players this game because they will have already won the NFC North and locked up a playoff position. So the Bears win it. So I have the Bears record at 0-1, 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, 5-3, 6-3, 6-4, 6-5, 7-5, 7-6, 8-6, 8-7. Not so. I have the Bears record at 9-7. Could be enough to get you in the playoffs. Jaguars at 10-6. I think that's enough to get them in the playoffs. Browns 6-10. That's definitely an improvement from last year. Not enough to get them in the playoffs. Okay, two more teams, both AFC. So the next team is a team that I wish had never moved from San Diego. My favorite player of all time played for them. I'm talking about the Los Angeles Chargers. So week 1, the Kansas City Chiefs. Chargers will have a little bit of footage on Patrick Mahomes, but I love the Chargers defense. Joey Bosa, Casey Hayward. I love that Chargers defense, and I think they get to Patrick Mahomes. Chargers win. Week 2 at Buffalo. Chargers win. Week 3, the Battle of Los Angeles. Chargers at Rams. I think the Rams have a little too much power. They are one of the most explosive offenses I've ever seen. Todd Gurley, Robert Woods. Now they have Brandon Cooks. They just improved their secondary. Marcus Peters and Akeem Talib. They have Aaron Donald and Dominican Sue. I just think the Rams have a little too much. So that'll be the Chargers' first loss. Week 4, another California team. This time, the San Francisco 49ers. As much as even though I just said that the 49ers will make it to the playoffs, this will be a game the 49ers lose and the Chargers win. So I have the Chargers at 3-1, and they're about to go to 4-1 because I have them beating the Oakland Raiders in week 5. Week 6 now. At the Cleveland Browns. Let's see. What did I have the Browns do? What did I have? Yep, I had the Browns losing this matchup. That meaning the Chargers win it. Okay, week 7. The Tennessee Titans. I think Mariota is going to do well this game. Enough to, this may surprise you, but I have the Titans winning that game. Week 9, at the Seattle Seahawks. Now, as I said, when I was doing the Bears portion, the Seahawks aren't what they used to be. They got rid of Richard Sherman, Cam Chancellor retired, Earl Thomas wants to eventually end up on the Dallas Cowboys, Michael Bennett is with the Philadelphia Eagles, Richard Sherman is with the 49ers, Jimmy Graham went to Green Bay, and that offensive line is terrible. I don't think thus, even though I like the Seahawks a fair amount, I'm still going to give the Chargers the win. Now, week 10, at the Oakland Raiders. I think the Chargers lose this game. And they lose week 11 to the Denver Broncos. But the Chargers will get back on track week 12 at home against the Arizona Cardinals. Week 13. This is an interesting matchup. At the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's in December, so it might be snowing. So the Steelers might be relying more on the ground game by that point. And Chargers defense is decent against the run, but I just don't see it. So, and now week 14 against the Cincinnati Bengals. I think the Chargers win this game. They destroy Andy Dalton. Week 15, Thursday night football at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chargers seem to struggle at Arrowhead Stadium. Those struggles continue. Chiefs win. Week 16 against the Baltimore Ravens. A few years ago, when the Chargers were still in San Diego, the Ravens had like 4th and 29. And they did a little dump down pass. It was Joe Flacco to Ray Rice. And somehow the Chargers defense went completely bottoms up. And the Ravens got the first down. That won't happen this time around. Chargers win. Week 17 at the Denver Broncos. I think it's even the Broncos will be fighting for their playoff lives. So I think the Broncos win that game. So the Chargers record will be, let's see, 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 5-2, 8-2. Wait. Let me try that one more time. 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 4-1, 5-1, 5-2, 6-2, 7-2, 6-3, 6-4, 7-4, 7-5, 8-5, 8-6, 9-6, 9-7 is what I have the Chargers finishing at. So only one more team to go. And it's the AFC champions from last year, the New England Patriots. Week 1, the Houston Texans. Patriots win that game. It will be a tough game, and I think Houston will hang around, but I just think the Patriots just hold on and win it by a field goal. Week 2 at the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is the game the Jaguars prove they are a legitimate threat and put the rest of the league on notice. The Patriots lose that game. Week 3, the Patriots are in Detroit to face their defensive coordinator, who is now the head coach of the Detroit Lions, Matt Patricia. I think since Patricia knows the Patriots, the Patriots lose that game. So I have them at 1-2 going into week 4 against the Miami Dolphins. It's in New England. Patriots win. Week 5 against the Indianapolis Colts. Patriots win that. Week 6. So I have them at 0-1. No. Whoops. 1-0. 1-1. 1-2. 1-2. 2-2. They beat the Colts 3-2. Kansas City usually plays the Patriots tough, but they don't have Alex Smith. So the Patriots go to 4-2. Week 7 at the Chicago Bears. Bears defense is decent, but not enough to stop the Patriots. 5-2. Buffalo at the Buffalo Bills. Patriots win 6-2. Week 9. Aaron Rodgers comes to town, along with the Green Bay Packers. As much as I think the Patriots have a decent defense, I think Aaron Rodgers can pick that defense apart. Packers win that game, 6-3 for the Patriots. Week 10 at the Tennessee Titans. Now, the Patriots destroyed the Titans in the playoffs last season. Tennessee gets their revenge, 6-4 after week 10. The bye week is week 11, so week 12 at the New York Jets. Patriots manhandle them, 7-4. Week 12 at home against the Minnesota Vikings. This is going to be a fantastic matchup. But I think the Vikings have that defense for the Vikings is a little too strong for the Patriots, and the Vikings win that game, 7-5. Week 13. Next up, at the Miami Dolphins. Patriots win that game, 8-5. Okay, I think I messed something up here, but whatever. Week 14, or I think it's actually week 15. Yeah, it's week 15. So I messed up the Patriots record a little bit. But week 15, at the Pittsburgh Steelers. First of all, the Steelers got hosed in that game last year because that Jesse James play, that was definitely a catch. The referees screwed the Steelers over in that game. They should have been in first place and hosting the AFC Championship game and playing the Titans. And the Patriots would have played the Jaguars. But that's not what happened. Steelers get their revenge. Next week, the Buffalo Bills come to town. Patriots win. For the final game, it's the New York Jets. Patriots win. I have the Patriots finishing at 10-6, winning the AFC East. Let's see. 10-6, probably another AFC East title for the Patriots. Yeah, probably another AFC East title for the Patriots. But the Jaguars will get their revenge in the AFC Championship game and beat the New England Patriots. The Patriots will not be in the Super Bowl this year. I think the Super Bowl, I'm going to make my Super Bowl prediction video right now. Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta will be, drumroll please, the Philadelphia Eagles against the Jacksonville Jaguars, which would be a rematch of their Week 8 matchup in London. But this time, it will be for all the marbles. And the winner of Super Bowl 53, and I'll make another Super Bowl prediction video later as the season goes on. But my prediction is that it will be Eagles and Jaguars in the Super Bowl. And it will be a very low-scoring game, unlike Eagles Patriots last year, which ended in a 41-33 game. Which, if you saw my Super Bowl prediction video, you'll see that I'm only off by 3 on each side, because I said the score would be 44-31. So I was off by 3 with the Eagles score, and off by 2 with the Patriots. But I'm going to say the score for Jaguars Eagles in Super Bowl 53 will be, I have it being a fairly low scoring game. 28-17 in favor of the Eagles. I just think Carson Wentz will find some way to hit Alshon Jeffrey or Zach Ertz to win, to secure it for the Eagles. Carson Wentz will win if he stays healthy. I think it'll either be Carson Wentz or Deshaun Watson who wins MVP this season. So that's gonna do it for my schedule prediction show. If you don't disagree with with the records I have for any of the teams I mentioned, or if you disagree with the game result with my predictions for any of the games, comment in the comment section below. Until next time, this is Unger to the Max signing off. Salute, go Cavs, go Browns, and go Jags.